is Terrence Cito. I'm a product manager here at Mindflash. In this webinar, we're going to talk about some reporting features as well as some new features that, new functions that we have in our advanced reports that we've released in the last year, since the last time we had this webinar about a year ago. So some of this might be a refresher for some long-time customers of ours here at Mindflash, and for some of you new guys, I think it'll be a great rundown of what we have available in our reporting. So as a reminder, this webinar will be recorded, so you can reference back to it a little later, and we'll send a link out at the end of the webinar. And for any kind of questions or suggestions and comments that we have, we'll take those at the end. Great, let's get started. We'll give you a really quick overview. I don't like to do too many slides. I think people don't like slides very much. So we'll just do a quick overview of what I will be talking about, and then we'll go straight into the demo. So just real quick, we'll talk about, this is mainly in regards to our advanced reporting. We'll start off with the overview tab, what it's all about, go right into the course details, the trainee details reports series, talk a little bit about the focus assist report that we have, and a newer report that we have available now is what we call the exports page, where you can export a bunch of different types of data. And I'll touch a little bit on the real-time reports. I know there have been some questions that came in about each and every one of these types of tabs that we have in our advanced reporting. So hopefully I get to answer most of those questions and take the questions at the end, as I said earlier. So without further ado, I will just jump into the demo. I think that's the best way to do this, and we'll get going. So let's see here. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. Go. 1 second, make sure it's winding up. So you're probably already familiar with what we with our trainer dashboard. This is what we call the trainer dashboard, where you can access all your courses, administer them, create them, and do all the distribution of them. There are several different places where you can launch our advanced reporting, and we'll start with advanced reporting. You can do it from this home, what we like to call the trainer dashboard. You can definitely do it from the manage users page. We want to make it as convenient as possible for you to get into reporting. As you know, reporting is a really large feature of Mindflash, or one of the most powerful features that we have, to be able to see how your training is doing, who's taking these courses, are they passing them, are they failing them, and so forth. So all you have to do here is just click on the advanced reports. They are available also, like I said, in the managed users. They're available in the series pages, and also when you're also in the actual course itself. So once you click on advanced reports, it will open a new window here and show you take you right into the overview tab. What I like to call this overview tab is pretty much what it's labeled as. It is an overview. It's what I like to call a health check. It's a place where you would go to in the morning and get a quick check and see what's going on in all your training. We have a number of different filters up here at the very top, and every page would have these types of filters and that are relevant to that specific page's report. As you can see here, we do have a group name, so if you're interested in only looking at a specific group's data about how their reporting is, how their courses are doing and series are doing, you can do that. So if you're interested in just marketing, you can just go ahead and select the marketing tab, and it would just show anything that's related to the marketing group. We have date filters. Maybe you're only interested in the last few days. You can easily kind of click the last 7 days. You can click the last 30. We currently defaulted to the last 180. I have mine kind of maxed out here to show you kind of more information, but this is pretty straightforward and gives you a way to kind of narrow down the time frames that you want to look at the reporting for your training. If you're using custom fields, like this one is a pro account, we do have 10 custom fields here that you can filter by. So if maybe you want to filter by somebody who maybe their favorite color is orange, you can go ahead and click on that and see specifically only the reports for those, and so forth. Or maybe you're looking for a specific manager or a department, or maybe a specific location. Maybe you're looking at you're interested in how the EMEA team in Europe is doing with their training. You can do the filtering over there quite easily. Moving on down, we have some really great charts and graphs over here that we can show you. A quick check of how many courses you have active, how many courses you have archived. And then we have this great pie chart that really gives you a good sense of where people are in their actual training itself. So the colors there's a little key down here to kind of let you know what the colors mean, but it's pretty straightforward to say, okay, there's about 98 people who have actually are in the complete state. That means they have taken a course, they have completed it, and you can easily kind of click in and drill in to see who these people are and how many courses they have in that state. So here, as you can see, Diane here has completed 3 courses, and you can drill in even further if you need to see which courses those are. Right here is a very similar level of information. We do have, as you can see, that does match up, so we know how many people are in the invited state, how many people are in progress state. These are people who have not completed the course yet, but they've already started it, and then a breakdown of whether they, out of all of these individuals, whether they have passed or failed. Moving on down just a little bit further, we do have some time metrics here. I find this very useful to kind of get a sense of how much training are people taking. Obviously, in this test data that we have here, we do have about 10 hours of total training time within this time frame that I have filtered by, which is actually not too bad. And how much time people are spending in each course, 6.5 minutes. Maybe not the greatest, but it gives you a good sense, how much time people are training and taking the training. We have a list of the top courses and the top series that are most popular in your portal. These are great. These are definitely great for our customers who are using things like catalogs, or you do have a lot of courses that are publicly available, maybe in your intranet or something that you send out that's very optional. It gives you a good sense of which courses are the most popular, people who are taking. Looks like time management is rather popular here. There's lots of people who have taken that. You can see the same level of information, a little more kind of a breakdown of how much time they're spending in each course. Clearly, the sales training, people don't seem to be spending too much time in there, about a minute or so on average. But you can still drill in to see, let's see how many people who are taking this sales training courses, and see which of these trainees have passed the course. Just by clicking on there, you can drill in. It'll compute the report and show you the list of who's actually taking this course, and take any kind of action that you need on there. As a reminder, you can export all these reports. Every one of these reports will have a little arrow that kind of pops down. You go ahead and click that, and you can select the different formats of how you want to export this. These are great for people who want to email the reports to possibly maybe their manager. Let's say you have a sales team that does sales training on a weekly basis or monthly basis, and they're globally distributed. Sometimes these types of team setups, the department heads or the managers do want to know and understand, how are these guys doing? Are they actually taking the training? And this is a good way for you to kind of send those off. You can export them in any of these formats that you like, PDF, Excel, and be able to download it, attach it to your email, and send it off. We do have some customers who do export them in some very raw data like CSV and Excel, and import them into other software they might use to kind of do any other types of reporting, or just kind of keeping track of things. Scrolling on down just a little bit further here, at the very bottom of our page, on the Overview tab, we do have different completion trends and trending on here. Mostly it is all available on the Pro tier. It gives you a good sense of, also, it's very much tied to catalogs. Gives you a good sense of how much training are people doing over time. And this is all split by month. So on a monthly basis, you can see, as you can see here, for example, in June seems to be one of the most popular times to do some training. And it also tells you, how much time on average people are doing taking their training. So just like I said a little earlier, June seems to be most popular, and people are spending not as much time as you think. It seems like about 9.5 minutes or so is what they spend time training on, whereas in July they spend a lot more time on training. Maybe not as many courses, but they do spend more time on it. Right. Right up here, also, once again, there's all the different tabs. We'll go right into the course detail tabs. The course details tab gives you a lot of a more deeper dive into the actual course itself and all the different details that a course might have after people complete or start the training. Right now, I do have it filtered to just show the call center general training that we have here. You can change and see which other courses you might be interested in by just clicking on here. There is a search function, so if you're looking for, let's say, the health course, you can go ahead and click on that, and it automatically brings it up. Once again, the same type of filters here, the date range. If you're just interested in the last few weeks or last few months, you can go ahead and do the filtering there. And then also, once again, the group filter is very, very useful to see which group is doing well and which ones and probably not. Scrolling down just a little bit further here, we do have the course overview of a little bit more of a breakdown of this specific course. As you saw earlier in the overview tab, we do have a similar level of information, but that's more of a high-level overview of all the courses collectively. This one is more specific to this specific course of the call center training that we have up here. And you can see by just drilling in as well, clicking on number 3 there, and it shows which individuals have taken the course and they have passed it. Here you can see what the average score is. Seems to be right at the border of what the passing score is. The passing score stays rather static, dependent on how you have it set up in the course itself. So the passing score is 80%. It seems like the average score is 80%. So people are just getting by here, passing this specific course. And then also how long people are really spending in the course. This is a pretty good information, so you know maybe you do really want them to spend a little bit more time in the courses. You can get a sense of how, on average, how much time people are actually spending on it. So this will definitely help you improve your training content. Coming down just a little bit further, we do have a little more detail on the quiz itself. We have here, you can just kind of click to drill in as well. It shows just as it says here, this is the actual question. So if we have more questions, the list will just kind of keep going down. But the idea behind this specific report is to tell you, in this question, how many people actually answered it correctly versus how many answered it incorrectly. As you can see, this specific question is quite clear. People were able to answer it pretty well, and I think that's too bad. That's actually pretty good. Sorry about the little mix-up there. But in this call control focus question, it seems to be a 50-50 split. What that probably would tell me is like maybe the question could be a little bit harder. You ultimately really want your trainees to actually pass these courses. You don't want to make this to be some kind of college final exam. So we want to make sure, but you don't want it to be too easy. But this could actually lead to you to do a little bit of investigation in the actual question itself. We find that that we want to make sure that obviously everybody passes their courses with the highest percentage, and if you find that this might kind of open up the opportunity to take a look at that specific question to find out if it's confusing. Possibly you might even have it set up incorrectly, and it's a good way for you to investigate kind of further into this. And once again, everything here is exportable as well, just by clicking the little arrow, clicking the drop down, and then selecting the specific format you want it to be exported in. Close it out. For this course, this also shows a list of all the trainees that are in the course, very easily accessible. It's definitely scrollable, so the list can go rather long. But it does show you things like when they were invited to the course, when they actually started it, and then when they actually completed it. So as you can see, for example, Adrian Diaz here has been invited to the course on it was April 30th, and started it right away. But he did take a lot more time to finish the course. Seems like he didn't finish it until November the 4th. So it might raise a little bit of an eyebrow and let you kind of reach out to him and see, why did it take so long, and maybe they didn't get reminded. Whatever the reason is, it does kind of provide that nice level of information to you. Also, as you can see what the course scores are, whether they passed or failed, and how much time they spent in each of these courses. For those that are in progress, and which means these are the individuals, these are the trainees who has actually started the course but have not finished. The little bar chart that we have at the very bottom here gives you a good visual sense of how where they are in the actual course. As you can see, Buster Posey here is only 11% completed, so it probably seems that he's only maybe saw the first couple slides and stopped. And this allows you to kind of reach out maybe and check with Buster and say, hey, what's going on? Why haven't you finished? And take any action that's necessary on that. So we'll go up to the Trainee Details tab. I have this open here as well. So the Trainee Details tab is actually it's a pretty popular page that our current customers are using quite a bit of. The reason for this is it's the way I see it is definitely a transcript type of report. This is your report card, if you will. If this was school, these are all the classes that you are taking, and these are the scores, whether you pass or fail on it, or whether you complete it or you didn't start it. It's all listed here, and it's not specific to the specific course itself. It's also with this series. We only have one series here, and as you can see, Kevin here has done quite a number of courses, and then one of the series here seems to have done pretty well. He's actually passed the series, spent a little bit of time on it, and completed it actually just yesterday. The filters here on top will allow you to also do do some filtering, so you can kind of narrow down to see specifically which training you want to look at. And then also, once again, it is exportable by just clicking a little arrow here and downloading in the format that you want. You can also download the entire page, and on the top of every one of our advanced reporting page, you can click the little printer button here, and it will export this into a PDF file, which you can probably use and file it away physically. Maybe it's something you need to keep record of, such as safety training or something very much HR related. You can print it out and then file away in your file cabinet and just kind of keep it somewhere safe. Same thing here. Just like every other report that I have shown a little earlier, it does have the overall view of where this Kevin is in his courses, and just drilling in to see which courses he's passed or which ones he's in progress and which one he's missed the deadline on, and also what his average score is. 78% is not too bad. C+ there. I'm sure there's a lot of very challenging courses he had to have taken. So hopefully we can get that score up a little bit higher than that. For those of you using series, this is a very, very powerful report that we have about series. I'll give you quite a detailed level of information here. This is once again, I'll have to repeat myself one more time, but we do have a lot of filters that you can use to drill in a little bit further. And then down here is where our kind of what I call the series progress report. And it really tells you how far along people are in their courses. In an ideal situation, you want people to be all in the green, but in this case, it's not the case right now. But you can see that there are quite a number of people in this first course B here that are just kind of in invited state, and only possibly one person actually completed it. You can definitely click here and drill in to also see who these individuals are and take any action necessary, such as maybe you need to go remind them, give them a little nudge to tell them to kind of finish up. Same level of details up here, where you can just drill in to see who's passed the entire series. This is not an individual course level, but this is more of a series level type of reporting. Scrolling down just a little bit further here, we do have the actual details, just like in the trainee detail and the course detail tab, of who's taken this course, where they're at, whether they're started or invited, whether they passed the course itself, and then when they started, and then when they actually completed the actual course. This series course report down here is a little bit of a slightly different type of report, which tells you, in this case, Kevin, what he scored on all the different courses he has in this series. So as you can see, it's got some kind of low scores here, unfortunately, but it definitely has passed in your product training one available here. All right. Moving on to the next report that we have in our advanced report is our Focus Assist report. Our Focus Assist report gives you, if you are using Focus Assist, then you can check that out on our blog, our Mindflash blog on our website to learn a little more about that. But it does measure our engagement, our trainees' engagement. So in this case, we're also using this call center general training, which is very important to us as a company. As you can see, on average, people haven't been spending too much time in the courses, but they are rather quite engaged in it. This score is basically out of 100, and it seems like they're about 83% engaged. We have this level of data is for privacy concerns, but we actually don't tell you who is actually taking this course and which individual is actually getting the engagement score. So this is all very much in aggregate to make sure we kind of protect the privacy of our trainees. But what we like to use this for is to answer, basically exactly what it sounds like. Is how engaging is the course? Are people actually paying attention? Is it boring, or is it very engaging? Ideally, you want it to be engaging, and you want people to be able to spend as much time as possible in this course and be able to take in all the information that's necessary. That's very important for things like safety training, any kind of OSHA type training, or some kind of very important training that HR might have to send out. You really need them to pay attention for just really to protect yourself as an organization. And on to our exports report. This is actually quite new. We've had this out for about a couple of months now. We've built this page really based off the feedback from you, our customers. We've had a lot of requests for several different types of reports, and everyone had something a little bit different that they wanted. Or they were looking for different types of levels of information. Basically, these reports, we did design these reports to be viewed in Mindflash. The reason why these reports are very large and they're very, very detailed. And so they can be a little bit difficult to look at in a kind of a web interface. So what you will have to do is, let's say you're interested in all the courses and users in your portal. Just by clicking on this, you can see and let that kind of render there. In this case, we have Adrian here, and what we actually like people to do is actually, we do recommend everyone to download the reports to Excel. I think is the best. And that way you can kind of create any kind of custom reports that you're interested in outside of Mindflash, and do that in Excel is part of the best way to do it. But it does give you a list of all the courses that he or she has taken, where they're at, the very similar level of information you might get from a trainee transcript report or the series report or even the course report. It's all listed here for your needs. We do have a lot of customers who use this and export them into and format them a little bit to make something custom, or maybe use them to import them into another system that they might have, like some kind of HRIS system, and just to kind of keep a record elsewhere, possibly. But this is all available for you. We do have a little link to kind of our help page there, and if you had any questions about that, you can definitely reach out to us about how to use reporting. But in this case, we do like to have everyone kind of click on the help page article here and send you over there to kind of give you the details of, like, what each of these reports actually mean, what they can do, and what's kind of listed all in there. I think that's actually all we have for our advanced reports. I'll touch a little bit on our real-time reports. Real-time reports are available for all our customers. Go into the call center training, do a little quick search in the filter, click on the little arrow which takes you into our the courses dashboard itself, and let that load. And right over here, obviously, if you're a current customer, this is very familiar to you, where you can edit the actual course and create it, author it. Right over here, we have the track tab, and you click on this, and this gives you a real-time report. So we call this a real-time report because it's all live. It's anytime someone has finished the course or has taken some kind of action in the course itself, it's instantly updated here. Whereas our advanced reports it's much more powerful, where we'll have to do a lot of calculations to make sure to get the right level of information for you guys. Those are refreshed on a daily basis for our advanced customers and 3 times for our pro customers. But here in the real-time stuff, if you just want to get a quick sense of what's going on right this moment, this is a great place to go to do that. As you see, looks like Jerry is still in the invited state, and you can actually take the action on it. You can either remind them, which sends them an email reminder to say, hey, Jerry, looks like you haven't started the course. I think it'd be great if you can take it, and here's a link if you don't remember where that was. And maybe we have people who are already in the course and they're maybe not doing so well, or in a failed state, like it looks like Rocky failed in the course, unfortunately. You can hit the reset button to reset him very easily. What reset actually does, it actually wipes out all their scores, resends them an invite to the actual course itself, where they can just restart it and retake that course. Obviously very important for people to pass their courses, so it's good for them to be able to have the opportunity to retake it. You can go in a little deeper by clicking here to view the course report. And very similar to what we have in our course report and our advanced reports, the same level of information here, like what they scored in the actual course itself, what they scored in each individual quiz. And then we have all the filters available here if you're interested in maybe just marketing or a combination of marketing and product management. You can do that as well. So I think that actually covers all our reporting. I'm going to open it up to questions here. It's fun to have PowerPoint open. Let's take a look at what the questions are. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see here. All right, so we had quite a number of questions here. One of the questions is about basic plans to run the detailed reports. The basic plan does not include the advanced reports, which is the first set of reports I've showed in this demo earlier. It does, but you do get the reporting that you just saw in the real-time reports. That's already in our app as well. So everyone gets the real-time reports. For our advanced and pro customers, get the more advanced reports where there's a lot more drilling in and the exporting, the trainee reports, detailed reports, which is like the transcripts and so forth. Let's see what the next question is here. Give me 1 second. How do you measure duration in a course? Is it how long they have the course open in a browser? That is correct for the most part. If somebody has started the course, the minute they start the course, the timer starts. And it won't stop until they basically they finish the course. However, let's say you have a course that's 10 slides long. If they're 5 slides into it and they close the browser, we actually pause the time, and then they'll re-enter the course and start it up again. Then we'll start the timer back up. So if they left the browser open for hours at a time, eventually we'll kick them out of the course, so the timer just doesn't keep going. But basically, it's as much time as they spend with the browser when you open in the course itself. And we add that up in several different ways, giving the kind of averages and on an individual level, see how long they actually take it. Let's see here. I'm going to read the question real quick, kind of summarize it. Let's see here. So I had a question about the engagement score. And where the score comes from. So this actually comes from our Focus Assist feature. What the Focus Assist feature does, it actually, if you have it turned on in the course itself, it does utilizes the webcam that the trainee is taking the course on their computer. So basically, what the Focus Assist does, it actually measures how engaged they are in the actual course itself, and then checks like how much attention they're paying to the actual course. Are they looking away, or or they just kind of wandering off. And if they like stepped away from the actual computer, then everything just kind of pauses. So if they're actually this kind of turns ahead, it does pause the course itself, and it's especially true for those courses that have animations and videos. It does pause that. So it does a lot of little calculations to understand is this person really engaged or not, and then we provide a score for that and display it into the actual report itself. All right, let's see here. I had a question about the export reports aggregating the rows. I have recently received some information, some questions about that one recently. I will have to look into that a little bit further, and this is in regards to if people have, like, let's say the same last name, so or the same first name, we are aggregating that together, and it seems like it looks like, in some cases, looks like it's one person. I'll have to look into that one to see what we can do, and for this specific customer, I will reach out to you directly to see what we can do to kind of resolve that. All right. I had a question about export features not working in Internet Explorer. It really depends on which version of Internet Explorer. It should work on all the ones that we support. We do support Internet Explorer 9 and above. And if there is an issue with that, definitely reach out to our support, our help at Mindflash. Or if you already have a customer success manager, definitely reach out to one of them to let's kind of figure out what's going on. Hopefully we can resolve this, but we do support all versions of Internet Explorer from Internet Explorer 9 and above, and everybody's favorite browsers of Google Chrome and Firefox and Safari. So we'll probably have to take that one offline to see what the problem could be. Could be something simple. Let's see here. Are all the real-time course reports archived and stored by Mindflash? I'm not understanding too much about that question. We do have that information in Mindflash. We do store it, and as long as we're around, that information is always going to be there. We don't necessarily archive it and send it away. The certificates, I think, is a secondary question this individual has about that. We do have all the certificates stored as well, and when you're able to download that anywhere in that course itself, or if you have it sent to the actual trainee, they can also download that themselves as well. Let's see here. Let me kind of scroll down just a little bit further on the questions. Let's see here. So I had a question about the export all courses and be able to filter by just active courses. We do have a column in there in that tells you whether the course is either active or archive. And what we do recommend is that you do export that into Excel, and you can just kind of use one of the filters in Excel to filter that out. I think that's the best way to do it. We want to make sure that we support all our customers all at once to give them every single bit of information they're looking for in each of those export-only reports. There's a little question that's a little more of it sounds like a little more of a bug or some kind of issue about server reports and having a Flash plugin not working. We'll probably have to check that offline for this customer. We'll definitely reach out to you, or you can definitely reach out to us through our support line. But I will write your name down to make sure that somebody reaches out to you to kind of resolve that. There's a question about Mindflash doing Shopify reports. I'm hopefully I'm understanding that specific question. I believe that Shopify does have reports, but we don't take Shopify's reports and that level of data into Mindflash. I'm not certain what specifically this customer is looking for. Maybe I think that's something that you might want to reach out to our customer success managers to see what we can help understand the question a little bit more. The question on how to, if we are able to search course results based on custom fields. If you're on a pro plan, we do have the custom fields filter turned on there, and you should be able to search results based off that custom field. Let's see here. I think that's a lot. I've answered most of the questions here. Let's see here. I think that's all the questions that we have. So we can actually conclude the demo here. Thanks everyone for joining. You know, as we continue to improve Mindflash, and especially in this case, the reporting system that we have right now, we definitely want to reach out to you, our customers, or you guys can definitely reach out to us. If you have any ideas or suggestions how we can improve that, we'd love to talk to you. You can definitely shoot us an email at feedback@mindflash.com, or at the very bottom of every page in our product, we do have a little feedback area where you can easily submit a question. Or you can definitely reach out to your customer success manager if you have one. You know, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll definitely like to talk to you. Actually, we have one more question about the engagement report. I just want to show that real quick. Jump over to that 1 second here. This is the actual engagement report. I'm sorry that if I went a little bit faster here, but it does show us if you do have focus assist turned on. The green line here tells you what the engagement score is. This might not be the best course that we have in our demo data for this, but it does show you what the engagement score is. This is available. I'm going to move this a little bit here. As you can see on the first slide, the engagement score is a 91 out of 100, which to me it means that you're very much engaged. And this also tells you how long they spent that time. So they spent about 20 seconds or so in this course, and they're about 91% engaged. I'm not sure how much detail we need, but like this tells you kind of like how engaged they are. And like I said earlier, with focus assist, it does measure different points on an individual's face to kind of measure how engaged people are where their eyes are going and what they're looking at on the actual screen itself. And we take all that, do a lot of calculations and analysis on that to provide this score. But definitely reach out to us if you have any more very specific, detailed questions about the focus assist and the engagement features that we have. We do have a couple of really great blogs on our blog that talks about our focus assist product, and hopefully you guys can go and take a look there and reach out if you have any questions. Great. So thanks, everybody. Like I said, we want to keep continually improve the reporting. We know that reporting is very important to everybody who use any kind of training product. So definitely reach out to us, reach out to your customer success managers, and hopefully we can see what we can do to make it better. Thanks, everybody.